gotta touch the screen.
It's on.
Is it on?
She's on.
Let's fire this up. Let's give him a little backstory. Hey, what up, man? I'm here with my guy K.Do of the legendary 5E crew. And you know who this is. This is Yana, the founding father of Pacific. Hey, what up, man? I'm here with my guy K.Do of the legendary 5E crew. And I'm sitting here with the founding father of hip-hop history, the Northwest Stories. And we got something super duper special today, man. A real veteran OG in the game. We're talking, man, since I was knee-high to this guy. Yeah. Okay. Hearing his name, hearing his music, you know, hearing his style. You know what I'm saying? His style.
This is something new to me.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not new to me, but it is new to me because I also know the name. The name rings bells. If you're from Tacoma, if you're from the Northwest, the name rings bells.
And we're talking about none other than Tacoma's very own, Hilltop's very own, the Mr. the D to the motherfucking O
to the G. Mr. D.O.G. So why don't you just tell them real quick why we're doing this, because this one's a little different. It's not a project particularly.
Right.
Why are we doing Mr. D.O.G. today?
Because, backstory. Hip-hop history, the Northwest Stories. I mean, if we're talking about hip-hop history in the Northwest, you got to include some names. Yeah, and one of those names just has to be Mr. D.O.G.
Gotta be.
And I've known this cat to be kind of like in the stardom of the music world out here, at least, you know what I'm saying? So when I thought of him, when we were doing this show in the beginning, I said, okay, we're going to get a couple interviews in, we're going to get our name buzzing, and we'll be able to hit up the Top Spins, the Vitamin Ds, the D.O.Gs, you know, and start getting them real names in. Yeah. Well, Mr. D.O.G. himself reached out and said, come on, man, let's
reached out to a young player,
a young player. And said, look, man, you guys are hip-hop history in the Northwest. I am hip-hop history in the Northwest.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we're yet to put that together, but that's about to happen. Meanwhile, in the meantime, he hits me, he says, hey, young buck, look, man, I got this new track dropping. Do a little segment on it and let us know what you think. So I'm here with my guy Do.G, and he do ski.
I do
not no more, but he did.
You know,
hey, listen, and we're about to he's gonna hear this for the very first time.
I ain't heard it yet.
I've already heard it. I know what to expect. We're gonna get a fresh perspective on it, and we're gonna also just kinda,
is this out?
This is out. This is on SoundCloud right now. I think if I'm not tripping. I mean, it could have been for something else, but I recently saw on another Northwest heavy name veteran, Sonny Bonaho.
Okay.
On his Instagram, he was doing a shoot with the Mr. D.O.G. So maybe this might be something coming out right now or in the near future. But
I want to say, you know, I've always known the name D.O.G. We were talking earlier, and I can't, you know. I'm sad to say that I can't honestly say that I remember any specifically one of his songs. I probably have heard a lot of them in my ears, and I know that I've at least seen one or two videos of him, but I can't for the life of me break it down to, oh yeah, I know this joint. So shame on me, but that's what this channel is for, is so that we can learn who these people are. And although I know the name, you know, he was asking me, like, what do you think his style is, type of thing, and I was like, man, I don't even know, to be honest with you. So this is a little new for me too, because I ain't heard this cut, and I don't know, my knowledge of Mr. D.O.G. isn't as deep as some other artists.
It's poquito, but muy poquito. We're about to talk to the man himself, and we're gonna learn all the shit that he needs to, as well as me. Because I mean, man, just real quick, if I can,
go ahead.
Just real quick, man. Me and my homies coming up. This dude been around for, and I don't want to say like he's old, but he's been around so long, man. His name to me and my homies when we were coming up was like one of those mystery names. Like, we didn't know, was he a Blood, was he a Crip, because we knew he was Hilltop, but a name like Mr. D.O.G. is like he might be on some Hilltop Blood shit. Like, he's so old school. We might go way back to then. So like, You know, there was so much.
Right.
I mean, but that all goes to just say he's been around for the longest. He's still making dope music. I've always dug his style. I was asking my man earlier, I was like, yo, who you think had his style before him? Because I've been trying to figure out, you know, you can, fuck it, let's get to the music, man. Let's get to the fucking music.
We'll talk some more after this. And this is a one-track deal. So
one track.
This is Mr. D.O.G. Featuring Mac Money. And KALIEB Nash. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, KALIEB. Mr. D.O.G.
What's the track called?
Who I Am.
It's gonna be like more than you can handle. I know who I am and I know my purpose. Doing all that I can to see my family earn a new life where we live free. Sunny days and stability. I know who I am and I know my purpose. Doing all that I can to see my family earn a new life where we live free. Sunny days and stability. I know who I am.
That's a nice long intro.
Yeah.
I know who I am. Oh. I know who I am. Yeah. I know who I am.
I like that.
You know how we like to do. We're gonna get it. That was a minute. Right there. So the song's
Is that a whole minute?
That's a minute already.
Okay.
Didn't feel like
but
it.
they had to let the R&B man do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Let him groove.
And you know what? Kind of going back to what we were talking about before, like sometimes, you know, these dudes get somebody who's maybe not the dopest singer. This guy can blow.
Yeah, he's blowing. Yeah.
I get like a John B. John L. Jones type of vibe, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, he did his thing, and the beat is already dope.
Beats, it's very crisp and clean. It's got a nice bounce to it. That's something just kind of like I'm rolling, you know, just kind of feeling it. Got a good bass line on it.
Got some soul in it. Yeah, bass line is carrying already.
Yeah.
But it's got that nice West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, tons. It's so West Coast.
But and then the drums are, you know, give you the spaces.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Yeah. It's got like that right there. Yeah. Right.
So all right, that's. You know, we gonna bring it back a little bit and let it ride out.
Life where we live free, sunny days and stability. I know who I am. I know who I am. Oh, I know who I am. Yeah. I know who I am. From the spiritual matters of the planet, the laws of attraction. The Mac is a magnet. 360 degrees of Mac, and that's the same time. My game has you rattled like the tongue, like the Babylon. I am that I am, yeah, the God of earth sent me. The mystery of somehow shit looks like Whitney. I came from the darkness, I've been through the struggle. I seen hell on earth, nigga, I look down the muzzle. Been in the tussle, nigga, fuck with the God self. Watch take the ladders.
I feel like we're going to church a little bit.
No, it's definitely so. I mean, you could kind of hear the church when the man brought it in with the singing already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and plus with a name like Who I Am, you're gonna talk some real shit.
I mean, it's got the vibe. I think, this is one of those joints where even if you don't know what they're talking about, if you ain't too much into it, it just rides anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it has a dope sound to it anyway. I think I'd have to hear that. I'd run that one back.
Oh, you got it.
I'm gonna run that one back.
Now
I don't know if that's who he's featuring or if that's G himself.
Ah, are you serious?
Yeah. I'm just saying. Is that the D? Is that the D? Is that the D himself?
My guy.
See, I told you,
it hurts, man. This guy's more TACOMA than me, and it hurts.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody knows that's not the D.
Okay, I didn't think it was, but again, even if I had heard him, it'd been so long.
Right.
You know, he has an old school feel to him anyway.
Right.
But okay, that's not the G.
That's not
so that's
not the
Mac Money. Do we know anything about Mac Money?
Nah, he's probably some extended fam that
I liked it. Yeah, I mean, some of the things that he's saying, you know, I've been through the hell, the struggle, the pain. I like the line where he said I'd stared down the muzzle. You know what I mean?
He's seen somebody done pulled that thing out on him.
So, yeah, literally or just like in life, man. I've been at that position to where I'm like, with whatever I'm about to do, this decision I'm making right now, either I'm getting my head blown off or I'm gonna move forward from this. You know?
I hear you.
So let's see. Let's get through that one.
I still submit to Allah. What it came from is like
submit to Allah. Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Died and came back. As a matter of fact, nigga, I died and came back. Slid into the worldly things, play it as feet. Pride to the side, nigga, that love goes deep. Loyal to y'all, but you don't love me. Moral of the story, nigga, still OG.
Oh, so if he's speaking the truth, it sounds like what he said. He said something about I died and came back, and he said, "Nah, motherfucker, I done died and came back," and that's facts. So this motherfucker might be talking.
So maybe he was like literally staring down the barrel.
Right.
But it sounds like, you know, I mean, a similar story to anybody that's been in the game for a minute. You find your way to God. You find your way to what you consider God to be. It seems like, you know, he's saying like, despite all the bullshit though, I'm still OG.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, that's what it is. Like, you know, nothing's gonna change what you were, what you did.
Right.
And even though it's about who you are now, it's like, hey man,
but
I'm still a cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm with Allah. I'm with God now.
Right. But I think a lot of too, like, just to get deep on him real quick, I think that a lot of, you know, the thing is like you're not even OG until you get to that point. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what he's saying too. Like, because of all these things, I wasn't OG back then when I was on the streets, you know, getting ran down or whatever. I'm not speaking your story, Mac Money, so I'm not even trying to. We're just breaking it down. But you know, you lived through that. And I survived, and I came out the other side, and you know, now I'm OG
for sure.
You know, and I like that he ended it with that.
Right.
So let's get back to this chorus.
All that I can to see my family earn a new life where we live free. Sunny days and stability. I know who I am and I know my purpose. Do all that I can to see my family earn a.
Well, actually. Now that we were talking about that, though, because sometimes, you know, some shit has to come together to know what the chorus is even talking about. I know who I am and I know my purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know, who I am, what I've been through, everything that makes me, and what's my purpose now.
Yeah.
That's kind of where the route he was going. So hopefully they keep this you know,
this thing going
through the whole thing.
Right.
Hey,
hold on. Hey. For everybody out there, I know right now he's saying that he couldn't tell Mr. D, but as soon as he hears Mr. D, he's going,
that's the dog.
That's the dog. Come on,
that's
man.
the dog.
Okay,
come on, give it to me, dog.
I know who am I am he, the dominant gene, the original man, bloodline of historical kings. Head of my house, protecting my kids, my spouse. The foundation, a pillar, major component. My ninja. A constant war with the and dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus this nothing but the moment. Yeah, you black like me from the opposite track from me, but he hit the homie major, and he really laughing at me. Bob asked that, decision. Not to mention, either option is a hell of position. I got 4 kids, they gon' need a father. My homie's dead and I can do something about it. Ain't no question. I expect the same hat I deploy. Stab in his shoes and grab the yeeky and sport. It's a lose-lose.
Hold on.
Hold on. Did you recognize the flow, at least?
I don't recognize the flow, man. I recognize the voice more than the flow. But as I'm listening to him, this dude is like the Sadat X of the West Coast. His flow reminds me a lot of Sadat X. And, you know, people are probably gonna be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm listening to him, and when I'm thinking he's gonna rhyme something, he don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his pattern is beyond 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's how Sadat X raps a lot. I definitely have to go back and catch him one or two more times.
Isms,
Yeah.
Sure.
He's got a lot of things that he's saying, and it's a lot of different patterns and structures that there's no way in hell, dog. We ain't Mr. D.O.G. we have to run this one back, OG.
Lose for this true blue. Now I'm down for a dub and I lost my kids too.
Alright, you know, and speaking, I mean, we're only doing one song, so let's just run him back. Hold up, let me run him back.
Running back to about 2.
There we go.
Right there.
See if we can catch some
Who am I? I am he, the dominant gene, the original man, bloodline of historical kings.
I like that already. I didn't even catch that in the beginning.
Right.
The dominant gene, you know, or the bloodline
of the historical king.
Yeah, there you go. So I like that already.
My house protected my kids, my spouse. The foundation, a pillar, major component. My ninja. A constant war with the and dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus this nothing but the moment. Yeah.
I caught that line. I caught that line, and maybe I'm hearing it wrong. D.O.G. correct me if I'm wrong. You said dealing with the choices, or what do you say?
Dealing with the voices.
Dealing with the voices. Here, let's run it back. Run it back real quick.
We got time.
Hold up.
Like me from the opposite track from me, but hit the head of my house protected my kids, my spouse. The foundation, a pillar, major component. My ninja. A constant war with the and dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus this nothing but the moment.
Of dealing with the voices of how to get respect. Hold on, we got it. Come on, because every time I think I got it, now you got it. One more time, D.O.G.
Who am I? I am he, the dominant gene, the original man, bloodline of historical kings. Head of my house protected my kids, my spouse. The foundation, a pillar, major component. My ninja. A constant war with the and dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus this nothing but the moment. Yeah.
Okay, dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus just dealing with the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what he says, and that's kind of man, that we can go into that one.
We should.
We can, because I think that's let's talk about it. That's what this is called anyway. So he's talking about what's that thing in your head. We talked about this not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Because in your particular life, you know, you want to move on and kind of grow and be the bigger man type of thing. But every now and again, someone out and about tests you or says something slick, maybe some young buck or some shit, and you got that voice in the back of your head that's saying, man, fuck this fool up or whatever.
Right.
Or let me just deal with this moment. You see what I'm saying? Because it's fleeting. It's going to pass.
Right.
I don't need to do this shit right now. So am I going to answer to that voice and be like, yeah, let's fuck this fool up? Or am I going to be like, you know, I can handle this shit. I'm good. I'm past that because it's bigger than this. Is what I'm taking from it.
Right.
What do you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, for sure, it sounds exactly like what he's saying. It's like, you know, I mean, along with what the last homie was just speaking, and how, you know, I know my past, I know my purpose. Yeah. It's like, I mean, speaking from this more OG's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I remember. I mean, a lot of us, even cats who aren't necessarily in the streets, can speak on that and say, you know, like, 5 years ago, I'd fuck that fool up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So.
And you know, it's not always violence either. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It could be, man, am I gonna have one more drink? You know, am I gonna stay out tonight knowing I gotta get up tomorrow and take my kids to school?
Right.
Am I gonna, you know, go to the casino and drop this 20 when I gotta pay this light bill tomorrow? Or whatever, you know what I mean? Just making those grown decisions. How do you deal with that temptation? Because it's there every day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna listen to the voice that's telling you to do the dumb shit, or are you gonna just deal with that moment and move past it? So I like that one, OG. I like that line.
Black like me from the opposite track from me, but he hit the homie major, and he really laughing at me. But I'm past that, decision. Not to mention, either option is a hell of a position. I got 4 kids, they gon' need
like we need to go back to that.
My home.
Well, from
Because what did he said something.
He's talking
about decisions.
Pretty much what he's going into is kind of explaining what he had just said before.
Oh, right,
so
right,
he's saying like, okay, but he's like, he hit the homie like something proper, like, and they're laughing at me like, what you gonna do about it? Decisions. You know what I'm saying? Do I, blah, blah, kind of like how you said, do I deal with this shit? Or do I fuck these fools up? Because they just cracked the homie. I can't let the homie, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, run it back though, because he's speaking some real shit.
We're going to the top.
Top of the verse.
Who am I? I am he, the dominant gene, the original man, bloodline of historical kings. Head of my house, protecting my kids, my spouse. The foundation, a pillar, major component, my ninja. A constant war with the and dealing with the voices of how to get respect versus this nothing but the moment. Yeah, you black like me from the opposite track from me, but he hit the homie major, and he really laughing at me. Bypass that, decision. Not to mention, either option is a hell of position. I got 4 kids.
So.
Not to mention, either option is a hell of a position.
Yeah, either whatever you're gonna do is a hell of a place to be at.
Right.
You know, that just speaks to how tough it is to make those decisions when you're faced with that shit.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
And sometimes, you know, you may choose wrong, or whatever you do choose, you feel like you may choose wrong because you're always gonna have that part that's going, man, I should have just done.
You know what? You know, I've heard this song about 5 times. This is probably like the 6th or 7th time. And just, you know, picking it apart like this, man. This is exactly what I've been asking for, man. Is like somebody who's respected. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who has, you know, holds weight to speak to the youth, man. Because like it's so many kids out here. My family, even, you know, our family that can see this, you know, they see the front, they see the record cover, they see the book cover, and it's like, man, that's just dope. All them dudes in red, all them dudes in blue, whatever, right? Yeah. That's just tight. But they don't see the back end where the homies is RIP and the motherfuckers is doing 15, 20, and this, and the other, right? Yeah. Well, right now what he's doing is showing that backside to it, like, you know, you can be hard, but this is like, and he's also saying like, I gotta be a father to 4 kids. Like, you can't just. He's showing like there's more to think about than just what you see right up front, and I gotta applaud that shit, man, because that's just dope.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you know, we'll talk about a little bit more of just the surface level shit in terms of like style, what it sounds like, that type of thing. But we're just getting into the actual lyricism of it right now.
Decision. Not to mention, either option is a hell of a position. I got 4 kids. They gon' need a father. My homie's dead and I can do something about it. Ain't no question. I expect the same hat I deport. Stab it is true, so grab the yeeky and sport. It's a lose-lose for this true blue. Now I'm down for a dub and I lost my kids too.
So how he ended it is a lose-lose. So I mean, the story's kind of ill. Yeah. So I think in this rap, he's like saying, this is what happened. This is what I'm faced with. Right. He ends it by saying, you know, I made the decision. Right. Now I'm down 20 years. I'm down 20 years.
And lost the kid.
Because, that's what happens too. So, you know, you get caught up or whatever. And like you said, I got 4 kids. So, I mean, you ain't being no parent in jail. That's for damn sure.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think, you know, that's like a literal story of what happened to him, or maybe he was close to that situation and may have happened, but that's one of them hood tales, right? You know, we can walk 2 blocks from here and somebody has that story, right? You know, or you know somebody with that story. Right. I know plenty of motherfuckers that done made some decisions and went down for quite a bit and lost a lot of shit. So, you know, I mean, he's just keeping it really real. You know, dope verse. The beat's dope. First dude was just as nice. The singing is dope. So let's just let it ride out real quick. Yeah. Saying, you know, like live free, you know, sunny days and stability. Right. So, I mean, the whole about trying to get through this. But yeah, that's it, man. That's Mr. D.O.G, Who I Am, featuring Mac Money and KALIEB NASH. So I'm assuming Mac Money is the first dude and KALIEB Nash is the dude on the hook.
Singer, yeah.
I'd say I like it. Are we gonna keep it a buck, as they say?
Yeah.
I'd say this,
absolutely.
man. I'd say this. You know, this particular style of rapping isn't my favorite. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely respect it. And shit, we sitting here talking about it in this type of way, so he has something to say, and I really can't ask for anything other than that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But maybe one of the reasons why I never heard Mr. D.O.G is because I've never been attracted to that style. So even though his name rings bells and I've known about him for years, maybe the little bit that I did hear, the style alone made me go, yeah, I don't want to hear that. You know, because I'm from Tacoma, but I never really was fully invested in the style of Tacoma. You see what's on my wall right here. You know what I mean? So that's just me though. That's just me. You're another person on the other hand, so you can speak to the other side of that. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, you know, I love this shit, man. It's the sound is exactly what I'm looking for when I want to hear something that reminds me of either West Coast or, I mean, it's more like a West Coast sound. I wouldn't necessarily lock it into Tacoma.
No.
But like, we are the West, so fuck it. That's what I want to hear, you know.
Yeah.
So right there, it's already got me. And when you get into the message of it, like I said, this is exactly what needs to be happening right now. Is the OG speaking on some shit that actually means some shit to the younger cats who would listen to you. So
you know, and that's the thing, man. Is like I wish but hopefully it does.
What, start moving more towards that? Or?
No. I'm saying that young motherfuckers do listen, because it seems like a lot of times, even though this music is exactly what a young motherfucker needs to listen to, it's us that like it and listen to it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. True. But
that's not to take away from what he's doing.
No, but I think it also depends on who it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Jack could put out some shit that was like, young homie don't sell, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna bump that shit. They might not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna live my life off of this. Right. But they're gonna play it because it is who it is, and that's the OG. You know, just like I kind of feel like it was like, you heard that new Mr. D.O.G, and it's like, what? You know, of course they're gonna hear that.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, man. Like,
are they gonna live by it?
No. I don't know if they're gonna live by it, but I also don't know, like here specifically in Tacoma or the Northwest, if we got a lot of our youngsters that are looking at D.O.G like that. You know what I mean? And that's one of the downfalls I feel, which is why we have this channel. We're trying to change that shit. We're trying to say, hey, for all y'all motherfuckers that don't know, this is Mr. D.O.G. This is OG. Y'all need to fucking listen to what he's saying. He lived a life. He went through it. He's filthy. He's got skills. His songs are dope, and he got something to fucking say. Without Mr. D.O.G, there is no you. You know what I mean? Especially musically.
Right. Hey, and speaking on that, there's a lot. Look, man, I know there's more than I can even think of, but there's one person I've heard rap, like personally, that uses Mr. D.O.G style and probably don't even know it. And he's a young buck out here just...
give it to me.
Should I put him out there?
Put him on.
What's his name, man?
Put him on.
The cat that King raps with. Yeah.
Max Host?
Yeah.
maybe. You know, and you know what? That's the thing, though. Is like sometimes, you know, the shit passes through generations and no one knows where it came from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So he might have not got it from D.O.G himself. He might have got it from someone who got it from someone who got it from D.O.G.
Or his pops was bumping D.O.G or something.
Yeah.
But, all right, so...
all in all, man, I mean, we're not going to do any trees on this one. We don't do trees on singles. But I would say, man, the song is solid because it's got everything you would ask for, right? Yeah. It's got a dope production. Who made the beat? Do we know? We don't know who made the beat.
I'm not sure.
Let us know who made the beat, D.O.G. You got two OG dudes in the game spitting some real life shit, which, like you said, you can't ask for nothing else.
Right.
The fuck. You got a good hook and solid hook. You got quality. It sounds good. And you've got a message to the whole, a consistent message. Everybody's on the same shit. The chorus matches both verses. They're both talking about the same shit. Because oftentimes you have these concepts where not everybody follows the concept. Like you got one person that's saying this shit, and the next person comes in and he's just walking down the street, you know, macking the hose. Right. I seen this bitch the other day. Like, wait, what happened? What happened to the song? Yeah. And so that's dope that you guys put it together and did that. Obviously, you had a message to get out, and the message is loud and clear. You know, there's a lot of hidden gems in there that this is definitely one of those ones that you are going to catch something new every time you hear it. You know, like, oh shit, that's what he was saying. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, man, y'all.
Hey, but I want to bring this one out.
Okay.
Where the next one starts. Okay. Because I think we're going to start doing some more stuff on the D.O.G. pretty soon here. So let's just bring it into the next track, and we'll leave now.
This is Solid featuring Maniac Low. Why do I know that name? Maniac.
There's hella Maniac Low.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm tripping.
So what you gonna do? You got the yak in the building. D.O.G. and Mac got them catching and feeling. No, we solid than another, man. We did this shit. Man, we did get
hey, y'all, this is the D.O.G.
We did this, y'all. Hitting them lit. I'm the boss of my city. They're the boss of